Hi guys, welcome to my channel Lush Gardener. I hope you guys are fine and are safe. So recently I had seen some posts on Facebook wherein people are growing succulents only in rocks or in stones. There is hardly any soil because they feel that if they're going to use the soil, it will get compact, or a lot of times people think that the soil contains a lot of bacteria, harmful bacteria that can harm the succulent. Now guys, you need to understand succulents cannot grow only in rocks without soil. There has to be some form of soil. That is why I tend to use at least 20% of garden soil, because succulents do need a little bit of soil at least to grow. They cannot grow only in rocks. Now a lot of people, what I have noticed is they have grown the succulents only for 2 or 3 weeks, and they are quite happy that the succulent is doing quite well in the rocks without soil. Now guys, you need to understand the succulent might survive for several weeks, even for several months, because the succulent has stored the water and nutrients in its stem and its leaves. So it will do quite well. Depending upon the variety, it will do quite well for a couple of months. But in the long period, in the long run, the succulent will not do quite well. Eventually the succulent will die, because at some point of time the succulent is going to consume all the water that's stored in the leaves, all the nutrients that's stored in the leaves and in the stem. Once the succulent starts running out of it, the succulent will get deprived of the essential things like water and nutrients, and over the period of time the succulent will die if you are going to leave them in that same condition. So you need to understand, because guys, understand, when you're going to use rocks and you're going to water it, the water will immediately pass through the rocks, through the stones. It is not going to let the succulent have that quick drink. We need to have a well draining soil, we need to have a quick drying soil, but at the same time we need to give some time for the succulent to absorb that water. So if you're going to grow it only in rocks without any soil, over the period of time the succulent will die. Now I'm not saying that the succulent is going to die within 2 days or 3 days or within a week or so, but it is going to take some time. Eventually that is going to harm the succulent. So ensure that you do not follow all the wrong practices. Keep a little bit of soil in your succulents. As you might have seen, I tend to use 80% of aquarium sand, but then there is 20% of soil to back it up, and that is why you can see most of my succulents are doing extremely well. So you need to understand that soil is a basic requirement of every plant. There are certain potting mixes wherein they do not use soil mix. Like for example, we have soilless media for our foliage plants, but those soilless medias, they tend to retain moisture. But where if you're going to use a rocky kind of a substrate without any soil, there is no chance that the succulent will be able to survive, because it won't be able to absorb that water. And we cannot use that same soilless media that we use for our foliage plants. We cannot use it for our succulents, because they tend to absorb a lot of moisture. They tend to retain a lot of moisture. If you're going to use a soilless media that you use for your foliage plants, if you're going to use it for your succulents will start to rot. So basically you need to have a balance between the gritty material. At the same time, there should be a little bit of soil in your potting mix. So guys, I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe and keep planting.